All right, everybody, welcome to our first lab overview. So in this class, we will be working with two softwares. We will be working with Excel for data management and Jamovi or SPSS if you have that for statistics. These are, SPSS is a program by IBM and Jamovi is something you can download free online. So we will get to that in the next lab, but here we're just introducing Excel. So like our first homework, this is just meant to make sure that number one, we have access to Excel, even if you have access to Excel on your personal device. You have it through the college, so you can access Excel, and we'll talk about how to do that. It is in the introduction module. I have instructions posted on the module page under the introduction section in the course, so be sure you look there if you need access to Excel. But Excel is a very powerful tool. Excel is meant for data management and organization, so we're going to start by doing just some very basic data management and organization. You'll start by opening a blank workbook in Excel, so I'll go ahead and pull us over to Excel in just a moment here, but I want to start by just reading through some of this basic information to Excel. So we have a variety of abilities in this class. I imagine some of us have maybe used Excel recently or use it for work. Some of us may never have touched it before, so this is meant for, for everybody to meet where we're at. So let's just take a look. I'm going to start by opening a blank workbook, again, with my version, which might be a little bit different from yours, but don't let that scare you. We have largely the same function, so just start to poke around on your version, okay? So here's some general information about Excel. You can also use Google Sheets for this, and how I'll be referring to pieces of Excel as we do go. So there are tabs on the top of the screen with various functions. And then in the data management portion itself, we have columns and then we have cells. So columns are outlined in green here, or a column is outlined in green here. Then I have a row outlined in this blue color, teal color, and then I have a cell circled in gray. So these are the terms we'll be using: rows, columns, cells, tabs. So just make sure you're feeling familiar here. Let me go ahead and hop over to Excel so I can show you some of this. So here's a cell, right? And we can move to different cells. Every cell has a name. So right now I'm in cell B4 because I'm in column B and row 4. So we have columns, we have rows. If you click on these headings here, it'll highlight the entire column or the entire row. We have tabs with different functions here that we can switch between. So if I say switch to the home tab, that's what we're talking about here. A variety of functions provided here as well. So I also include some, let's get back over here, some tips for navigating in Excel. If you're not so familiar with keyboard shortcuts or things they can help you save a lot of time with working with a software like Excel. So take a moment to read these over if you're not so familiar. And what this video is meant to do is just an overview of what we need to do for the lab. Of course, you'll be working on this at your own pace. But what we're doing is trying to organize some data. We're going to organize memory test scores for participants. So we have some instructions here where we'll need to write certain information in certain cells. So let me just go ahead and show you in Excel just what this would look like, right? What we're talking about here. So what we want to do is organize memory tests. So we have this here. We're going to have participant numbers. And we're going to have the memory scores. All right, so the first order of business here is to auto-fit the cell sizes to match the contents of the cell. If you click in between the cells here, between cells A and B, a double click will auto-fit the cells to be the correct size. So let's go ahead and start there. We hop back over to the lab here. We have it again. These instructions are here for you to work through this at your own pace, but I do like to demonstrate some of the features because not all of this translates entirely well, solely to text here, but then we're entering some data here. We want to enter student numbers. We want new unique numbers for all 24 students. In this case, 24. So starting underneath participant number, we're going to go in and do a function. We're going to go find this button here in the Home tab. And we want to create a unique list of all 24 individuals. So let's go ahead and do that as well. If we hop back over to Excel, click into the cell here. We're going to do a series. We're going to do a series, and the column here, we want to do steps of 1 up to 24. We press OK. Gotta get my number in here. We press OK. It'll make us a series automatically. I mean, it'll automatically, make us a series of all of the numbers that we need. Okay, so I'm including the instructions over here as well that you might be thinking, why don't we just put the 24 numbers in? It seems like an extra step. And that's all well and good. You're welcome to do that. But in the future, if you're working with the data set that has thousands of participants, that's probably not something that you want to be doing by hand. Useful tool for us here. And then we have some input. We have an example in putting some data here. We have 24 scores to go with our participants. So I'll start to put data in, but not all of it. All right, let's get some of it in here. All right, get some of these values in. You'll go ahead and put these in order all the way down to 24. Right, and so on from here. And then we want to organize the data. We want to organize the data from highest to lowest memory scores. So you're going to want to make a selection here. And this is something else I do want to illustrate. To select more than one cell in Excel, you can start with the first cell that you want to include. And then if you hold down Shift on your device and click to the cells that you want to include, it will include them all in one step here. You can also highlight in this way the cells that you need. But again, save yourself the time. Do this with the keyboard, but this is going to take you a little bit of time, right, to do this manually. Try and work smarter, not harder, right? Okay, so we're going to do some organizing of the data here. Highest to lowest memory score. So you'll be highlighting all of the values, clicking on Sort and Filter from the Home tab, and then doing a custom sort where we sort the memory scores from the largest to the smallest. Go ahead and hop back over to Excel and we'll take a look at that. Of course, I don't have all the values in here, so this will be up to you to do it with all of the values here. But we'll do a custom sort. We're going to sort by memory scores. We're going to sort from largest to smallest. And there we have it. We see the numbers have shifted around. We see that the participant numbers have shifted around, which is a good thing because that means that the participant numbers are sticking with their relevant memory scores. So we can still keep them organized. And then our last steps here are just about making this a little prettier to look at, easier to look at. So I leave some of this up to your own creativity, but you'll be merging and centering cells. We have examples of how those should look here. And then we do some conditional formatting where we want to end up with all of our cells highlighted of a certain color. We want to highlight based on brackets for memory, right? Great memory versus normal memory versus poor memory. So that's about all that we will review here in the meantime. Just remember that we do need to, let me go ahead and scoot this up. You do need to save this as an Excel file, a .xlsx. Make sure you save it with your last name and upload it to Canvas. And again, if you're using the college, website, be sure to look at the introduction to that in the introduction section. How to save and upload your files and all that. Anyhow, always be in touch if you have any questions on this assignment or any assignments, and I will talk to you guys next time. I'm always happy to help. I do try to get back to you as quickly as possible, but sometimes life happens. So my cell phone number is available for emergencies. So if I don't get back to a Canvas message, as always, you can just shoot me a text message. Don't call, because I only answer my husband and my mother's phone calls. Anybody else just needs to text me, all right? Including you guys. All right, good luck with that.